Hello all, this is Halloween, and if you love costumes and Halloween as much as I do, you may want to subscribe because I'm going to be showing you how to make some awesome costumes without breaking the bank and maybe even using some items you already have at home. This week's costume was actually a request from one of my viewers named Flame3. So this one's for you. Today we will be doing a Walking Dead zombie from the hit series on television, The Walking Dead. Let's get started. So this is the zombie costume. A zombie costume is not any one particular item. For the Walking Dead zombies, for some reason, they're all dressed like they worked on a farm in life. They're covered in layers of clothing. They've got jeans on mostly. Most of them all have, some kind of shirt and then, maybe a couple of shirts over that. I want you to notice in these photos that I'm showing you right now, what do you notice between all the different photos? That they're completely covered up. They have layers upon layers of clothing. The women that are wearing skirts, they are long skirts. They have shoes on. The only thing that's showing on these characters are maybe some chest, their hands, and their face. And there's a reason for that. Think of how many zombies are in the Walking Dead series. You don't want to have to paint 100 legs and arms and midriffs and other parts of bodies. Now they have some that are, that they've created that are just torsos and heads. Those are like animatronics probably, or movie magic, some kind of movie magic. But for the most part, the Walking Dead characters are completely covered up. So I've got a tank top, I've got a flannel shirt. Another thing that you notice about them is it's muted colors. There's no bright colors. There's no pinks and yellows, and there's a reason for that. They're trying to depict these grotesque, gruesome characters that came up out of the ground, or in some cases have been wandering the streets for days. They're dirty. They're rotten, so you're not going to have bright colors and vivid patterns. So I know this looks pretty bright, but I'm going to cut it up. I'm going to spray paint some. I've got 2 cans of spray paint here. Just a hunter green and a black, brown, gray, anything like that will work to make it look dirty. I've got these jeans I bought. I'm going to cut them up some and just basically mess them up. Mess all this stuff up. I got my big braid here, some hair, in a bag. You can get these from ethnic hair supply places, and they're usually, I got this one at for $1.98 at Goodwill. They're usually $2.99, $3 if you go to Ethnic Beauty Supply, and you can get whatever color you want. They've got them in gray, black, anything like that. I would suggest a natural color, gray, black, even white, for the zombie. Nothing like neon red or any of these new, purple or anything like that, obviously. And then I've got some bald caps here. I ordered a 4-pack. I'm actually going to be bald with little pieces of hair that have fallen out. That's the plan. Let's get started. We're going to do a Walking Dead zombie. So it is, listen, there's no right or wrong way to do a zombie. There's no good or bad way to do a zombie. It's literally just a rotting human being or animal, All a zombie is ugly. So as long as you're just doing ugly, you're doing a great job. So I'm going to start by, going ahead and doing this. With my eyebrows, probably just gonna paint right over them. You're just gonna want to look as ugly as possible. I didn't bother with, cleaning off my face very good from last night, because I'm gonna be painting right over everything, so it doesn't really matter. I've got a lot of colors here I'm gonna be working with. The Stages of Death. It's colorful, not exciting colors, but it's pretty colorful. And I don't know which ones I'm going to use, so make sure you're looking in the description down below. I'll tell you all the ones I'm going to use. I do know this. I will be using a lot of the Frankenstein green. This is the Ben Nye Magic Cake Aqua Paint in Frankenstein. It's a great color. If you're doing a lot of things like this, you're going to use it for a lot of different costumes. I do have some black licorice, same thing, Ben Nye Aqua. I have some others, different shades of brown, burnt pumpkin and warm brown. We're doing more of the greens and the browns and the black and stuff, all of that. As you can see, the first thing I have done is put on wig caps. Wig caps will come, if you order this 4-pack of bald caps, the wig caps actually come with it. And you put 2 on to secure it. Now, I have a very large dome, so these are really, you can see how it's kind of pulling back a little bit. They're made for people with normal sized heads. You can get them at the beauty supply. You can get them for $1 or a couple bucks if you don't get the bald caps in the package that comes with them. You can pretty much buy wig caps at any wig store, you know, beauty supplies, stuff like that. What I'm doing, since I have it, I'm gonna paste down my hair so I don't get it with the spirit gum. That's another thing you're gonna need is spirit gum. You see how it's pulling away from my face? It's because my head is so large. I'm trusting that it will stay on. I hope so. It's like every time I move, it gets a little bit, it goes, I don't know. It sucks. So yeah, I'm gonna paste those down. And the first thing we'll be doing is putting a bald cap on. I bought these online. I liked the shape of them. I don't like the Wuchi bald cap, and I am told that's what all the, you know, professional makeup artists use. I don't like them. I think they're too thick. They're not shaped like a head. This one has, if you can see, this is gonna be kind of a long makeup, so I don't wanna spend too much time talking about this stuff. But I bought these online, and they've got the nape on there, you know, because it does go down your neck. So let's see how these are. I haven't tried them yet. Again, I have a large cranium, so getting anything to fit my head is, you know, it's tough. And now there goes my wig cap. I may have to go off for a minute. See? Look what I was saying. It's like, nope. I actually used the ones just now that came with the bald caps. They're a little bit bigger. I don't know what people were thinking with this, because it don't go on my dome. That's for sure. So, and it comes actually with 4 wig caps. It's 2 packages. There's 2 in each package, so it's not a bad deal. I think I got these for like, I want to say with shipping and everything it was like 35 bucks. I could be wrong. I would have to look. Ooh, it's sliding right off. All right, now we're in the money. All right, it's gonna kind of come down over your ears. Now the nape doesn't go all the way down. We'll figure this out. I used to make these super cheap ones. They were like $2. You can get them at any party store. And they were the best. They were the best ones. They were large enough. There was all this extra material, and you can actually pull it down over your head. And it'd be all right. This one, they're small. It's small. So I'm gonna have to just try and scooch this back. It's Friday, and my husband's fired up today. I don't know what about, but I can hear him. All right, I'm gonna, just to kind of keep it down, I'm just gonna put a little spirit gum right in the front there. You're gonna need spirit gum for this. You're going to need liquid latex. Any liquid latex. This is the Mehron, but you can literally use any kind of latex. I have some spray blood. I have some spirit bloody scab. This stuff's amazing. And then I also have some Mehron blood. Let that get a little tacky and go ahead and put that on. You can see where I've put the glue there. I just kind of slide it back. And it should stick very well. And it looks like it is. This is really thin bald cap, which is nice. You're not gonna have a lot of blending to do. Gotta see how this is gonna form around my head. Maybe I should have just been a zombie with hair. I was wanting to do something different. I was a zombie with hair last time. Leave it to me to make something more complicated. I mean, that's my middle name. Just putting a little spirit gum there. Gonna put a little on the other side. You don't have to do a bald cap in the way I'm doing it today. You can just do a scraggly wig. They do have hair also. Just wanted to try something different. Just skating right away from my face again. These are very small, so that's the only thing I'm not really liking about them. none of these seem to fit my head properly, except for those ones I was telling you about. So if it looks crazy, it's because it is. I used a bald cap for Beetlejuice, and that one didn't fit me properly. You know, it's kind of like when they make the fake teeth. You know, don't buy those fake teeth, the ones that are plastic or whatever. They're not going to probably fit your mouth. Everybody's teeth are not the same shape. It's a waste of money. Get Ben Nye tooth rot. They have all different kinds if you want to do that. If you want to have rotten teeth, I would suggest doing that. It's a tooth paint where you can paint your teeth like a rotten and it just brushes right off. Or if you're doing fangs, just get the fangs you can fit to your teeth. I mean, doesn't that make sense? Everybody's teeth aren't the same. Just like everybody's head size is not the same. I'm not liking these and I paid too much for them. So what I ended up doing is cutting the nape completely off of this bald cap, because my head is so large that the nape was just sticking straight out and I couldn't smoothly adhere it to my neck. If that happens to you and you want to do this kind of makeup and you get a bald cap that's like that, I'm just going to cover it up with my big braid in the back so it won't show. I'm going to spirit gum some of this hair onto the back so it won't even show. But I just cut off that bottom part and put a bobby pin right up under, folded it over, put a bobby pin. That's all I'm doing, because it's not important. It can be covered up, and they don't make bald caps in size globe. So unfortunately for me and other people out there with larger heads, we gotta stick together. One of these days I might have my own brand of my own costume brand. That'd be great. And I'm gonna make bald caps for people with large heads. I may lose a little lighting because I've been doing these so often. I'm getting ready to go out of town, so I wanted to have a bunch up and ready to go for you. Also, my birthday's in October. We're gonna be doing some stuff and I just want to have everything ready. I'm working smarter, not harder. That's the thing, right? You gotta work smarter, not harder. So the first thing I just did is I put some, I had a hairbrush sitting on my makeup tray. Also, my cat's been getting up here, so I has hair and everything. But anyway, I put a little dab of the liquid latex. We'll probably be using quite a bit of in my little tray here. Just get yourself something, a little tray or a paper plate or something to, you know, mess with it on. We've got toilet paper. What we're gonna do is we're gonna form nasty, gnarly, rotting flesh. And we do this with toilet paper. Now, I'm like you. I wasn't doing YouTube, but the first time I did zombie makeup, I watched tutorials on it, see how they do everything. This is it. Toilet paper and liquid latex. So that's what we're gonna do first. We're gonna start, I wanna have like kind of like a baggy eye. See, I see how that's already looking. That looks good. Bags under my eyes. Macio's in here. He's driving me nuts already. But I've got some scissors here, so I'm just gonna, you can kind of manipulate it as you want. So I liked the way this looked, just me putting it on there. So see if I really saturated it. All right, so we're gonna kind of form bags under my eyes. Once it's on, you can kind of manipulate it. You just gotta kind of do it quick because it does dry fast. So, and then once it does dry, it'll just roll right off your fingers. And that's looking pretty good there. That's gonna dry and look awesome. So really want to rip off smaller pieces to do this. I kind of got ambitious there. And we're going to, this looks good. I'm just dipping it in the latex. And I'm just gonna put it right there. I was not planning on doing a zombie at all this year, but it's a pretty easy one as far as preparing goes. You don't have to spend a lot of money. I already have all the makeup because I've now been doing this for a couple of years. I've been doing it for, this will be the 5th year actually. It's interesting how it started because I think for a while I wasn't doing anything at all. A couple years at least. I didn't have the money, you know, I couldn't do it at all. And then I just decided, when me and my husband started dating, that year was when I kind of picked it back up again. That was 2015. So I pick it back up, and that year was Harley Quinn. And that was actually our first date too. October of 2015. So I'm Harley Quinn, and it was this big old costume because I did Harley Quinn as a Jack-in-the-Box. So my dad made a box for me. I decorated it like a Jack-in-the-Box would be decorated, and it had a twisty thing on the side, and I would pop out of the box. It was really, really cute. The way we started dating is I couldn't fit it into my Kia Sportage. It was too big, and I only knew 2 people that had a truck. One of the guys I had just met at a bar, my local bar, Pete's Place. I had just met this person at the bar like the week before. He had a truck. And then the other one was an old friend, used to be married actually to a friend of mine, and I still had his number in my phone. Why? I don't know. It just was still there. So I actually contact him first because I know him a lot better, and he knows me. He knows I do the Halloween thing. And I said, you know, can you take me out to the costume parties because I can't fit my costume in my car? He's like, sorry, I got plans, you know, can't help you. So I was like, okay, great. I called the other dude. He took me out. Now this guy, yeah, he was an interesting character, and he didn't really enjoy himself because when you're out in the contest, you want to try and hit as many at night as you can. And I have this big thing. We've got to load it up in the car and try to hit another contest. It's a lot of work, and it's pretty stressful. I get pretty heated just because of the stress. Anyway, he takes me out the one night. He wasn't having a great time. So I asked him the next day, you know, could you do it one more night? And he was like, no, sorry. But at least while I was out with him, I did win something. I won one of the contests. I won dinner for 2 at an Italian place called That's Amore. So I was like, dang it, I made this costume. I can't go out because I don't have anybody to drive me. I end up texting my husband again, my now husband. Back then, it was just an acquaintance, somebody that I knew for many years. A friend, I would say. But anyway, I end up texting him again, and I said, do you still have plans that you can't change? And he said, actually, no, I'm free. I was like, great. You think we can go out tonight? You can take me to the contest? I said, I'll buy your dinner. I had that gift card. I had just one. So he was like, sure. What time do you want me to pick you up? I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. He picks me up. That ended up being our first date. Halloween of 2015 wasn't really a date. It was kind of like, we were kind of like running around. We did end the night at Pete's Place and sang some karaoke and had a great time. But I mean, he's somebody that I've known who I love the way that just did that. Things are going to happen. You're going to have some happy accidents with this one. You're just kind of placing the toilet paper all around your face. And then when we're done doing that, we're going to do some other stuff. Mouth stuff is cool. So yeah, after that, we just kind of dressed up a couple years. We'd be couples costumes and stuff. We were the couple from AHA, from the AHA video, Take On Me. We'd do this like cute little things and stuff. And then I started working for an insurance company not long after. And I was tired of competing, but I thought I really still want to dress up. So I decided, since I worked for an insurance company and we were just in the cubicles talking on the phone all day long, I would just dress up every day and take my picture and share it to Facebook, you know, share it to friends and stuff. It would give me something fun to do, and because I wasn't too crazy about what I was doing, we weren't going anywhere anyway, and we weren't getting paid. It was 100% commission. So how are they going to tell me what to do, you know? That's kind of like how I thought of it. You can tell me what to wear? We're not even getting paid? Okay. So what I decided to do that year, and I started there in 2017, is dress up every day in the month of October. It was fun, you know, but I was only taking pictures from my chest up. You know, I wasn't taking full body pictures or anything. And I was just using costumes that I already had. Didn't have a whole lot of money still, and I was working on a new career. So I was like, this is a way I can enjoy Halloween and share it with others and still not spend too much money. So that's what I did. But it seems like every year I had a goal. Every year I set a goal for myself to do more each year. So the next year, 2018, I decided now I'm going to take full-length photos. Whole costume photos. So I had to be dressed from head to toe. So I did that all year. You know, it's about 20 costumes when you do every day, out minus the weekends. So I did that. Everyone loved it. Well, for the most part. people in that profession don't like it when you're outside the box. They want you to be very much inside the box. So this seems a mess, and it is, but it'll look cool when we're done. So, but I never got in trouble. I mean, how am I gonna get in trouble? They're not even paying me. So, that's how I felt. So yeah, that year, that's what I did. Full-length photos. And then I set a goal for myself for the following year, which was 2019. Okay, this year I'm gonna do full-length photos, but I'm gonna have my husband drive me somewhere where there's a good background for my photos, because I wasn't doing this. I didn't know about applications like PixArt and, you know, things like that. Even if I did, like, I wouldn't know how to use them. I was behind the times as far as technology went, and I didn't have much money or the top equipment or anything like that. So I'm just getting some more of this latex out. You're gonna go through it in this costume, and I'm just smearing it on top. We're not too concerned about a blend. We're rotting, so I like that actually. So yeah, the next year we did that. We went out and he drove me to like downtown St. Pete. I'd take my pictures with a background, a mural, full costume. My plan for the next year was, okay, next year I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. That was my plan. And the next year was when my mom got sick. She was sick, she was diagnosed in January. She ended up passing away June 4th of 2020. We were moving into a new house. I almost didn't start, you know, I almost didn't start this journey because I didn't feel like it. That year I did some costumes. I actually didn't start in 2020, that's right. I started in 2021. But 2020, the year my mom passed, I did some costumes, but like I've mentioned in other videos, they were kind of crude. They weren't awesome. And you know, I just could have done better, but I couldn't have at the same time because my mom had passed and I wasn't feeling it. So I did as good as I could. I took the full-length photos with background again and didn't really accomplish my goal of starting the YouTube channel. Then when 2021 came around, things were better. I was feeling a little better. I had been working, so I had made some money and saved enough money to buy my equipment. The equipment that you need for this kind of thing, you know, which you need a good computer, you need something, you know, some kind of movie program and all these things. So I went ahead and I invested in that. I invested in myself, and it's probably about, you know, $3,000 with everything. And that October, whether I felt like it or not, I started doing the YouTube thing. It was a gradual thing. Some pretty crazy stuff happened in the meantime, but I just kept my eyes on my goals and just did it. You know, I wanted to do this for myself because all my life I've only had jobs that that weren't very good and didn't make me happy. So I wanted to be happy myself. I wanted something that I could be proud of and something that I could use my knowledge for, something that I loved to do. And this checks all those boxes. And it's been very helpful as far as, you know, being able to conquer, you know, the depression that comes with losing somebody so special in your life. So if you're out there and you're watching this and you've lost somebody you love, it is possible to be happy again. But the key is to stay busy. The key is to just stay busy, especially for you caregivers and stuff out there. It's especially hard for us because we were there and we saw everything, you know, and there's memories there that you don't want to remember, that you'd rather forget, and they're just always going to be there. So be good to yourself, find a hobby, stay really busy. If you've never read, get involved in books, or start reading or researching something, or, you know, learning about your city, or, you know, just whatever you can do to keep your mind off of all of that. And it's going to help you tremendously just to have your life back again. This wasn't supposed to be a Dr. Phil episode. It just, everything kind of revolves around that when that kind of thing happens in your life. But I've had things to help me through, and I want to share those with you because some people, and for some people, it's really hard. And there's people that don't ever get over things, you know. When they lose somebody, they never let themselves be happy again. And you can. You can. I had to kind of learn it by myself. I didn't really know what to do. And there's all kinds of people telling you what to do, but you've got to do what's going to be best for you. That looks pretty rotten. Looks pretty gross. Kind of see where these bags are around my eyes. That's all dried now. I'm going to keep going with this toilet paper, but that's what you want to do. I'm going to keep going with it. As you can see, I've added quite a bit here, but it's a little bit everywhere. I've also got this great latex piece I just found in my stuff. It's a bite mark. How you turn into a zombie? You get bit by one, right? So I've still got some gunk on it from the last time I wore it. I'm just going to trim that off. It has not dry rotted yet, so we are in luck. I've had this one for probably a couple years since the first time I did it. I have done a zombie before. I was working in an office at the time doing the insurance thing. I called myself business casual zombie. Hey, they wanted me to be business casual, so I was business casual zombie. That's when I was like first kind of learning. I had never done a zombie makeup before that. And now, like I said, zombie's pretty easy because it's flexible. You can just basically do anything. Just look ugly and rotting. I mean, that's pretty easy if you think about it. So all I did was I put my spirit gum on the outside edges of it, and I'm gonna put this like on my neck somewhere, probably right here. Just press it on. Just pressing that on. It puffs out a little, which is fine. It's gonna add to that, you know, the nastiness. It's great. See, pretty cool. Probably put some bloody scab in there. So there it is. The rot. We can do the rest of the rot probably with paint. Let's try it. Let's see how this goes. This is the Frankenstein green, going right over my eyebrows with it. I'm gonna go right over my head, the bald cap. Oh, I want to put on my hair before I do that though. I'm gonna put the hair on it. Glue the hair. You can paint right over this latex. I didn't do it over my whole face. I've got some parts here that I'm just gonna do with, that are gonna be smooth parts. Some parts are gonna be lumpy. Looking good. What do you think? I think it looks pretty good. I do want to paint over this, you know, you can paint over these latex pieces as well. I want the base pretty much to be this Frankenstein green. And then I'm going to go and do all kinds of other colors, you know. Definitely black, right? This green is amazing. I put in the description everything that I end up using. I'm not going to put anything in there that was just here because I don't want you to have to buy anything extra. But everything that I used will be in that description. That way you got a little shopping list. And if you do buy more than one bin night, you do get a discount on eBay. And I don't know if it does it on Amazon, but definitely on eBay. There are some vendors that do that. Make sure you're not paying more than $7, $7.50, $8 for one of these small bin night. It shouldn't be more than that. Some people are scandalous. There we go. When you're putting your toilet paper on your face, just put it wherever you want, you know? It doesn't matter where you put it. There's no right or wrong way to do this. That's the trick, is the toilet paper and latex. Because it looks gross. It's pretty cool. So when I get my face and neck done here, I want to start gluing my hair on. And once we start going around the latex with the other colors, it's going to really start popping. I may blend with some Flesh latex just around the bite mark there. Now I've got my big braid. It's just a bunch of hair. And I'm just gonna start cutting off pieces of it. And I'm gonna spirit gum this stuff to my head. And I'm gonna be painting around it. All right, spirit gum. When you spirit gum it like that, I'm gonna take some more and paint on top of it so it's nice and glued to your head. Kind of seal it with the spirit gum. I just spilled some spirit gum. That always sucks. So you see that? I'm gonna just keep doing that all over my bald cap here. Like I said, you don't have to do this. This is just something I wanted to do. It's a little different than the last time, and I'm a little uglier. Just gonna be a little uglier this time around. And I was just gonna do that all the way around my head. Just glue it with the spirit gum. And this stuff is a mess. It's gonna make a mess. So just know that if you do go this route, you're gonna make a little bit of a mess, but it's gonna look cool. I went off camera and I glued some hair to my head. Just nappy looking hair, you know, receding hairline here. We're gonna add some texture. Start using some of our other colors to bring out the rotting. So when I added on the hair, I went all through it with the Frankenstein green. So up underneath, just like that, you know, all around, and that's how I did that. So we're gonna start in with some other colors. Let's start with our black. So put the Frankenstein away for now. Do some of our black. I'm just gonna use the other side of my sponge. So on this side that I kept kind of smooth, do that little indentation there. I'm going to do it kind of over here too. I'm still gonna need my green to blend this because we didn't do it while it was wet. So I got my green here, and there's hair now everywhere. This big braid is just loose hair in the bag, so it gets everywhere. That's why I'm saying you don't have to do it the way I did it, but this is the way I wanted to do it. So I got my green. Now I'm going more with my black. I'm gonna do around my mouth and then around our eyes. There's that. With this, I'm gonna pull this out a little bit. See that? Now it's looking like skin. You see that? I might paint a couple of teeth right there. Now I'm going around my eyes. I'm gonna be wearing my white out contact lenses. That's the ones that you really can't see in very well. I mean, you can see, but not very well. And when I do my hands, I'll be doing that with the green, accenting with the black. I'm also gonna do the tip of my nose black. I've lifted the latex off of the nose as well. I'm gonna do around my face too, so like right in the temple area. You put a little up here in the hair we put on. How's it looking? Am I looking gross yet? I think it looks kind of gross. Under here, it'll make me look a little thinner. Getting rid of that double chin. I don't wanna look like a zombie that's hit the Taco Bell pretty hard, you know what I mean? I mean, I've been rotting for a couple years now. This, I would imagine, would be a wetter part of the rotting process, where your throat is and everything too, so. I'm probably gonna get up in there with my pencil. It's supposed to look like the end of, you know, the nose has rotted off. It's a pretty cool little effect. That looks pretty good as far as the black goes. Now, of course, we're gonna have to do some down here, you know, where our ribs are and stuff. Areas that would be sunken in right there. That's looking pretty good right there. We just watched Evil Dead the other night. I'd never seen it. It's another one of those classics, if you can believe that. And it was so funny. Just funny. It's hard for me to take any horror movie seriously because my favorite is The Exorcist. And I feel like it was done better than any other horror movie out there. Now, I want to use some other colors to kind of give a little more depth. I'm thinking just a tiny bit of that yellow and brown. Maybe like the two of them together. I have the Ben Nye Aqua and Warm Brown now. I'm going to be doing some, just some more kind of accent. I have Thriller in my head, so don't mind me jiving a little bit. Every time I do a costume, it just depends on what the costume is. I usually have something that, in my head, a song that goes with that costume. It just makes it fun. I wish I could play it on here without the copyright infringement crap, you know. Can't play anything because everything's copyrighted. I just had to have spooky sounds. I'm gonna do a red liner on my bottom lid, on my waterline. And I think that will look cool if it shows up at all. You either want to do black or red on the waterline. I think the red looks cool, so I'm doing red. And it's actually not a lip pencil, it's a, or not a eye pencil, it's a lip pencil. So, and I've said before in some of my other videos, don't wear contacts, these, you know, Halloween contacts, if you've got real serious eye problems or stuff like that. I wear them because I have been for a long time, and I've even rehydrated ones that probably shouldn't. Like the ones today, they were completely dried up. I rehydrated them, so hopefully they don't irritate my eyes. But it's not for everybody, you know, and it's not that big of a deal, you know. It's just, it adds to the costume, but it's not like if you go out like this, people aren't going to know what you're trying to be, you know? Or the same with any of my costumes. Like if you follow whatever, you know, I'm showing you, people should know who you are with no problem. Not needing a contact lens, something that trivial to show who you are or what character you're trying to portray. So I'd prefer you didn't wear contacts if you had some kind of eye issues. It's gonna look just as good without them. I'm doing a little brown on either side here on my nose, going down and a little bit under my eye here. And we're gonna be done pretty soon. I mean, once you get the hair on, if you're doing that, you know, if you have a wig, no problem. You know, this is an easy one. You just have to look ugly. So now I'm just gonna color in here with this black pencil. This is the L'Oreal. They make them big now, and it's so awesome because it works really well. It almost works like a Ben Nye cream would work. Here, I think I was gonna do some fake teeth sticking out there. You ever drawn teeth on your lip? It's kind of cool. What I would do is get just the Ben Nye tooth rot, and I'd do that. You know, I wouldn't even do draw on teeth, but I'm doing it now because I wasn't really too prepared. I kind of did this one last minute for Flame. But I thought, you know, I have a little of the Ben Nye white cream, and it's gonna mix with all this black, so. These ugly characters are really so much fun. I wasn't gonna go all the way across, but I think I might. Blended with the gray and stuff, it does look like a rotten tooth. I'm gonna touch up the black. It looks pretty good. Now what? Blood, of course. So let's get some blood on here. I'm gonna start with my spray blood. Typically I would think a zombie would probably have like black blood, and they probably do make that, but like I said, this was a last minute costume. I'm glad I got the blood I got the other day, but blood is something I usually have to buy every year. The spray blood though is so cool. And I have my bloody scab, and just to show you, typically they wouldn't have, you know, a zombie probably wouldn't have a bloody scab because when you're dead, your blood doesn't congeal. So, but we're not going to be technical today. We're just going to get a little bit of this, and it is dark, so we're going to smear it in here. These are my two favorite bloods, really. Ew, it is. It's nice and dark. So that's cool. I wish I had the monster wheel I was telling you about before. It's a monster wheel of cream makeup. If you watch my Spirit Halloween haul video, I show it to you in that video. For people that are allergic to latex, you can get that monster wheel and get you some sugar in a bowl, just like this. And you can mix the cream makeup with the sugar and make texture like that. That's what I did one year, and it worked. It looked good. So that's really good. And I'm really more doing the front of my face. I'm not doing the back of my head so much because I'm not going anywhere. I don't want to waste my products, and I don't want to waste your time. So I mean, this gives you enough of an idea of what it's supposed to look like in the front. You can glue on as much hair as you want. This is all I glued on for today, just kind of right in the front for photos and for, just to show you how to do it. And now it's time for my eyes. I'm going to step off for a second and put those in and get dressed. And then we'll take some photos. I hope y'all enjoyed today's episode. It was fun doing it. Thank you, Flame, for the request. I hope you liked it most of all. I even did the little skit there for you at the end. So if you loved today's episode, please remember to like, subscribe, and share the video. Please comment down below. I'd love to know what you think. There's plenty more where that came from, so remember to be watching this October. 2 episodes a week. Different costumes. So that does it for today's episode. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share the video. Happy Halloween!